next guest. His name's Brian Logan. Brian, what's up, man? Hey, you have the shirt. It looks great, dude.
I do have the shirt. I'm trying to drop this mic, man. I don't know if the camera could see me right now because like I dropped the chair, but I raised it up.
Yeah.
But the mic.
You raise us up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh Grover.
Yeah.
Someone else saying that.
Let me guess. Ben gave you the shirt.
I purchased this, man.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Why didn't you just ask Ben?
I purchased this, man.
Well, good. Then I don't feel so
okay.
bad.
I'm just playing. Ben gave it to me. Yeah.
There's always one.
You buy yours?
Yeah, I bought it.
Why'd you do that, man?
Let's not talk about it.
Why would
This is the unanswerable
you work
question
for
right
Brigham,
now, man.
You work for Brigham, bro. You get free
If you
stuff.
come to Brigham, you get either a T-shirt or you go to a bowl
You
game,
get
right,
T-shirt,
Brian?
you get swag, you get all that stuff, man. You don't got to buy anything.
I've never
Maybe
seen,
underwear and socks. That's about
Jason
it.
hasn't been this mad since that one Chiefs game in 1993 with Joe Montana in the playoffs or whatever.
I'd be mad too if I bought a shirt and people were getting them for free. That'd make me mad.
Jason's just going to be quiet, so we might as well commence the questions
It would make
with
someone
you.
mad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, very mad.
Speaking of mad, Kalani Stock is not mad, but he wants BYU to put a complete game together. What would that look like, in your opinion, for BYU right now, Brian?
A complete game. Ooh. You know what? Whenever Coach Minnow, whenever Bronco talked about having a complete game, he always talked about having the three phases of the game as solid as possible. So obviously offense, defense, and then special teams. But he even broke it down to like the numbers. So our three pillars, which is rushing over 100 yards for the offense. For the defense, we had to hold teams under 100. Scoring,
rushing,
under 100 rushing. Scoring, we had to score over 24 points. Defense, you had to hold a team under 24 points, and then +1 in the turnover margin.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so that was really that was the standard right there. It was, if we follow those metrics and hit those goals and those numbers, that is a complete game. And the reason why is this dude is crazy when it comes to stats. Teams like Alabama and Florida and all these Texas at the time when they were good, use these same metrics, and I mean all these teams lost like one game, within I don't know like 3-4 seasons, right? So they were pretty dominant, through the research that Bronco did with his staff, came up with those numbers, and that allowed him to hit those pillars, identify those for players, and to me that would be a perfect game.
And I believe that BYU itself is in the 90th percentile when they accomplish just the 24 plus and under 24 defensively numbers.
It's crazy, bro. When we saw the numbers, and he's like, I'm not just making this stuff up, guys. I don't just sit here and just punch numbers on my calculator just cause. I'm like, oh yeah, that's
who has a calculator anyway?
I thought that's what what you did, coach, as the head coach. Yeah, BYU. So my bad.
Coach Satake mentioned Chris Wilcox. He said he was baptized by college football. Where do you think he and the other defensive backs need to grow, and where do you think that group is right now?
It's just swag and confidence, man. I mean, corner is it's a very easy position, Jason. You can play corner. It's easy.
Why do you say that?
Because of
Could Jerem play corner?
Anybody can play.
Yeah, why didn't you say me?
Anybody can play corner. He's just first. I can't really see
okay,
you.
yeah.
See, so what happens is I'm short, so like the chair, like he's in my he's in my way of you. So yeah. So
Could Spencer?
Oh yeah, anybody can. And so I've literally, dude, I've been a part of teams where I've cornerbacks have ran 4.6s, 4.7s. They have been 170 pounds and been first team All-Americans and first team All-Conference guys because of the technique. They're just technicians. But if you have the speed, the height, the weight, and all the intangibles with technique, then I mean you just ball so hard. So it's a little bit easier. But these guys, I think a lot of it has to do with obviously technique, but I think just confidence and swag right now. If you get beat for a touchdown or get beat for a long play, you have to dust that off and get back up and say, that never happened. It's still, 0-0. He has no catches. I have no interceptions. Let's go right back at it. And you have to have a short memory. And I don't think that's what I see right now, those guys.
So you think they're good? Like they're playing well? You like where they're at? The defense gave up 53, and yes, they're young, but you like the direction they're headed, and you like what they're doing currently?
I don't necessarily like – I like what everybody's doing except for the DBs. the DBs, man, the DBs definitely need some work, but I don't really think it's a talent issue. I think it has to
youth?
It's youth. Well, this is the thing, man. When I really was peaking at my game, and some of the things that I've learned from a technique standpoint wasn't until Coach Mendenhall took over and Coach Howell took over in 2010. And so
that was your senior year.
That was my senior. Yeah, that was my senior year.
You played your junior year without that.
Yep.
What you're talking about.
Yep. 100%. And I remember just in warm-ups, receiver coaches and offensive coordinators would come up to me and say, "Hey, we've been really impressed with how you played, these last few games."
From the other team.
From the other team, yeah. And it was literally because of just the technique and really focusing on, the small little keys. And you don't do that in high school, man. When you're coming off that yellow bus, you are fresh and you do not know what in the world you are doing, especially from corner. Usually cornerbacks are the best players on offense or on the team. So you have those running type of quarterbacks. You have
Kai Nakua.
Yep, Kai, exactly, Kai. And then what happens is they're so athletic. They're really so athletic, and they're the best on the field. The coaches say, "You know what? I'm gonna put you in the most toughest position ever, and you're gonna play corner." And the reason why is because you're already at a disadvantage. I have somebody running at me while I'm going backwards, dude. How fair is that? How fair is that, Jerem? That's not fair at all.
It's not very fair. That's why the offense should always excel against a defense.
That's
the
why
defense is disadvantaged.
That's why the receivers should delay like 2 seconds before, after the ball.
And if you're in the CFL, which you were for a little bit, they get a running start and the AFL.
Oh, that's really not fair, man. That's a super cheat code. But I mean, that's the thing though. It's like when I played corner in high school, I didn't even, dude. It was like, go guard him. Literally, that's what my coaches said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
pretty raw, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Since you're a soothsayer, by the way,
after that 50 plus,
after successfully predicting BYU would score 50, just go ahead and tell us what's going to happen against Michigan State on Saturday.
Well, I mean, Jerem's my boss when it comes to.
I'm just a producer, Brian. I'm not your boss.
When it comes to countdown, and so I don't know if Jerem wants me to. Display that. So
no, we got to save it.
You got to save it.
Oh,
so you got to watch. You got to watch.
So you do know what's going to happen. You just can't divulge it until
you can tease
countdown
it,
to kickoff.
Oh, I know. It's pretty big, man.
Oh.
It's. Would you say it's the opposite?
Let's say
it's like it's defense oriented.
Yes,
right?
it's very defensive oriented, and it got another reaction ahead of us.
Literally, yes.
Yeah. You should get a crystal ball prop in front of him.
We do.
Saturday.
We shake Brian's head, and then we look in his ears.
That's exactly what happens, man. See, the thing about it is, Jason, when you're in tune with your spirit, man, and you just get these promptings, man, and sometimes you just get numbers, and sometimes you may hear voices, but if you hear certain voices, you may want to get checked. Because
yeah, exactly. Too many voices.
Too many voices.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian, good stuff. We look forward to AFR after further review tonight at 7 Eastern Time. Thanks, Brian.
Yes, sir.
That shirt looks good on Brian. Also, that is the least form-fitting shirt we've seen on Brian Logan ever.
The baggiest shirt he has ever worn in his life.
That is the baggiest shirt. Hey, coming up in this week's edition of Between the Lines with Kate Hansen, she visits the
Does she have a shirt too?
I don't know. You don't want to miss it. Between the Lines with the Olympian Kate Hansen coming up.